Are you ready for some romance? I got some romance. I don't know why. I like this shit so much. It's too much. If you haven't seen my Valentine's Day video, please go check it out. I played my little teddy bear, and I didn't learn till afterwards. You couldn't hear him. I got my little pretty cat. Got my other pretty cat. And we're gonna talk romance today. This is the last romance for February. And we will have new releases next week. This is our if then uh the contemporary romance if then. Oh good lord. She's always going off. If you watch all my videos, the clock is forever going off. Come here. What? We're gonna talk romance today. This is the D. Louise book series. I'm Christina, Kristina. This is where we read books, talk about books. No special effects, no fancy schmancy stuff going on here. So, if then, forget what number. No, it's like 46 or 47, something like that. You are not going to play with this stuff. Oh, I'm sorry I brought it out. I'm sorry. She'll be back. Um, but there was a few earlier ones that I numbered incorrectly. It's been over 50. I've done over 50 if thens, but some of the earlier ones were numbered the same ones, same, I had like 2 8s or something, not that one, but I had 2 8s or 2 4s or something like that, so that's why the numbers are off. But this is technically way over 50. But I started, when I fixed it numerically, I think this is 46, 47, 48, around there. So welcome to Contemporary Romance If Then. Our first one is a leftover from Valentine's Day that I forgot to do. And it's right here. Valentine's Fantasy. On this special day dedicated to romance, wonderful things can happen. Secret desires may be spoken, roses can arrive with a card saying I love you, or a dizzying kiss is exchanged for the first time. Now, two of your favorite Harlequin committee authors, with some help from Cupid, of course, have sent their own Valentine's Day, a duet of thrilling stories filled with passion and desire. And this is Adrian Bird, BYRD, and Janice, JANICE, Sims, SIMS. So those are those two. So these other ones, sorry, we have a few picture ones, and then we're going to go to the physical books. Jerry Han, P.S. I still love you. They were just pretending until they weren't, and now Lara Jean has to learn what it's like to be in a real relationship and not just a make-believe one. When another boy from her past returns to her life, Laura Jean's feelings for him suddenly return too. Can a girl be in love with two boys at once? In this charming and heartfelt sequel to New York Times bestseller All the Boys I've Loved Before, Lara Jean is about to find out that falling in love is the easy part. Yes, ma'am. I love you. I love you. Do you love me? Do you? Do you? The Valentine arrangement. Kills you, Liverick. Don't walk on my computer. That's the wrong one. There's no editing here. The Valentine's arrangement. 4.5 stars. Levick's first hard feelings book is short, sassy, and very romantic. It features a tough girl heroine and a dedicated soldier as hero. Even its compact size, the story touches on a bunch of real life issues facing American soldiers in the battlefield and with their families back home. Ronnie is a talented tattoo artist and a salty tongue. Take no prisoners woman. She grew up fighting her way out of a low-end trailer park and survived getting cheated on by her soldier fiance. Now she does beautiful body art and has zero time for hearts, flowers, or Captain America lookalike, especially on Valentine's Day. Home on leave from Iraq, Sergeant First Class Cale Emson is on a mission. He wants a memorial tattoo to honor his fallen comrades. Dedicated to his soldiers, Cale doesn't do relationships that could distract him or leave a woman waiting back home. But some short-term fun with a gorgeous, snarky tattoo artist is tempting. The two commitment phobes make a no-fluff Valentine's Day arrangement, but Ronnie starts to like and respect Cale, and the irresistible Ronnie is making Cale rethink his relationship policy. The Do-Over. Lynn Painter. It's a riotous young adult rom for fans of Recommended You and A Cuban Girl's Guide to Tea and Tomorrow. A teenage girl has the worst Valentine's Day ever, only to relive it over and over again. Groundhog's Day! What better book for Valentine's Day and February and Groundhog's Day? After living through a dumpster fire of Valentine's Day, Emily Hornsby escapes to her grandmother's house for some comfort and consolation and a pint of Ben and Jerry's. She passes out on the couch, but when she awakens, she's back home in her own bed, and it's Valentine's Day all over again. And the next, another nightmare V-Day. Emily is stuck in some sort of time loop nightmare that she can't awake from as she rewatches her boyfriend Josh cheat on her day after day. In addition to Josh's recurring infidelity, Emily can't get away from the energetic Nex, who keeps running into something literally in fortunate ways. How many days can one girl passively watch her wife go up in flames? And when good starts to come out of those terrible days, what happens when the universe stops doling out do-overs? We shall see. Oh, I saw this and I have got to talk about it. I was like, this has got to come to me. I have two of her books in here. One, I have the book, one's a picture. And I have to show this. It's called The Chocolate Temptation. 4 stars. Readers will quickly devour this addition to the Armour et Chocolate collection that spins a tale of love-hate relationship. Patrick and Sarah steal the show when their boss-intern relationship quickly heats up as the plot thickens. The dialogue seems off-kilter at times and doesn't match characters' feelings, but fortunately it doesn't spoil this candy-coated romantic story. Sarah Lynn is about to complete her 6-month internship at the legendary pastry kitchen in the Hotel de Luz. It has a rich experience, but her blue-eyed boss, Patrick Chevalier, has blurring her focus. Patrick knows he shouldn't be falling for one of his workers, but her innocence and her American accent are so appealing. He's debating whether or not to confess his feelings because Sarah is always so curt and cold to him. Maybe she's playing hard to get. Perhaps he can concoct the perfect recipe to convince her that they were meant to be together. We shall see. This one. I saw this one and had to add this one. I didn't know about it for Valentine's Day, but I see it now. Sin and chocolate. Oh, speaking of which, gin and chocolate. So, this person bought me these. And they've been in my refrigerator for a couple of years now because I can't eat these. I can eat this and I can eat this, but if I open these, then I've got to eat them. Like, I may have a piece and put it in a Ziploc, but how long is it going to last in the Ziploc? I don't know. And I was doing a video last week. Go check out the video. Um, I think I'm not sure if the date is the manufacturer date or the date it expires, but the date on this chocolate is 2024, and I forget what this 2024. So, is it still good? Does anybody know? But see, these I can eat because it's one and done. But those are gonna last. However, I will confess that these have been in my refrigerator for at least a year now. So where was I? Oh yeah, Sin and Chocolate, B.F. Keene. Breene. Some people are ordained for greatness. These people usually have a lot of drama in their life. I happily do without. I live in a forgotten corner of nowhere for a reason. There is safety and anonymity. I have enough problems just trying to get by. But when Kieran, a sinfully sexy demigod at the pinnacle of power, crashes into my life, suddenly my whole world is turned upside down. He's harboring a deadly secret, one that could destroy all he holds dear. He thinks I'm the key to salvation, and he wants me to help him claim vengeance. He also wants me with a passion that burns my body from the inside out. To ignore him is impossible, but to give in to my desires, even for a night, would thrust me into danger I might not survive. Can I resist the temptation? Okay. There was one more. Okay, so then, let me just put these here. Bring you back over here. Come on. Out. So, this lady, we just talked about her. But, and this was the original one I had scheduled. But then I saw the one about the chocolate. And I had to throw this in. So here we go. The Chocolate Kiss. Laura Florand, 4.5 stars. The polar ice caps are melting. Blame Laura Florand in her latest choco-centric French romance. Florand serves us a mouth-watering tale of slow-burning passion and combustible consumption that's as perfectly crafted as the hero's surprisingly complex confections and silky and addictive as the heroine's dark chocolate cloud. Scarred by a rootless childhood, Maggie Children has finally carved out a place in the world, making chocolate charoot and her eccentric aunt's equality eccentric tea shop, nestled in the heart of Paris's tranquil lead St. Louis. Magali Chase Sanctuary is threatened, however, when the infuriating, self-confident, and independently sexy Master Chef Felipe Lioness opens one of his world-famous pastries just down the block and begins luring away her clientele. Philip isn't entirely convinced that Maggie's chocolate is enchanted, but how else can he explain the supernaturally sizzling passion he feels when he sees her? Who knows? Uh, where is Rachel Gibson? The Trouble with Valentine's Day. Kate Hamilton should know, dumped by her boyfriend, burnt out by her job. She's returned to Gospel Idaho, where a mountain mama crafter's original poetry reading is about as good as it gets on a Friday night. Then her first attempt seduction of a hunky stranger is completely rejected. So much for self-esteem. It turns out that Rob Suter, former ice hockey madman, owner of Sutter Sports, and the hunky stranger who told her to get lost, has been more than burned by love and isn't looking for a relationship. But then he and Kate find themselves in an ultra-compromising position in the M&S market after hours, giving the phrase "clean up in aisle 5" a whole new meaning. Red, white, royal blue. When his mother became president of the United States, Alan's Claremont Diaz was promptly cast as the American equivalent of a young royal. Handsome, charismatic genius, his image is pure millennial marketing gold for the White House. There's only one problem. Alex has a beef with an actual Prince Henry across the pond, and the tabloids get a hold of a photo involving Alex Henry altercation. U.S.-British relations take a turn for the worse. Heads of family and state and other handlers devise a plan for damage control, stage a truce between the two rivals. What at first begins as false, Instagrammable friendship grows deeper and more dangerous than either Alex or Henry could have imagined. Soon Alex finds himself hurtling through a secret romance with a surprisingly unstuffy Henry that could derail the presidential campaign and upend two nations. Shall we see? X's and O's. Romance book connoisseur Tara Chen has had her heart broken 10 times by 10 different men, all of whom dumped her because of her stage 5 clinger tendencies. Nevertheless, Tara is determined to find the one. Only problem, classic meet cutes are dead thanks to modern dating apps. So Tara decides to revisit her ex in hopes of securing her very own trope-worthy second chance romance. Boston firefighter Trevor Metcalf will be the first to rush into a burning building, but the last to rush into a relationship. Love just isn't his thing. When his new roommate Tara enlists him to help her reconnect with her exes, he reluctantly agrees. But Tara's journey is leading him to discover his own new chapter. The more time they spend together, the more they have feelings for each other. This could be one of those relationships ones I'll do further down the line. There's quite a few regencies that do this. There's a ton of regencies that do this. Get the old Duke here to pretend to be my fiance or assist me in finding a real fiance, and then they end up falling in love themselves. It's an old one. Been there, done that. Susan Mallory, meant to be yours. Wedding coordinator Renee Grothin isn't meant for marriage. Those who can do, those who can't plan. But when gorgeous, talented thriller writer Jasper Dembricki proposes a fling, the attraction between them is too strong for Renee to resist. Now she can have her no wedding cake and eat it too. After years in the military, Jasper is convinced he's too damaged for a relationship. So flirtation and more with fiery, determined Renee is too good to pass up until his flame becomes his muse. See what happens there. You could come up here, you know. Let's see. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come hang out. We're going to read books. I've got one more picture for you. I forgot about it. Grace Burrows. And I consider Grace Burrow a Regency author. And I did not expect her to have a contemporary romance book. So I'm just gonna throw this in here. Um, First Kiss. The tone of Burroughs' second book in her Sweet Kisses series is well sweet, featuring precious children, a loving family, and country living. The story is a nice mixture of mystery and challenging prose. The characters are all genuine, nice people, even if they are at times a bit old-fashioned. Altogether, this is a fine read for a little Valentine's Day inspiration. Do you need Valentine's Day inspiration? Why are you pissed? She's pissed. She's beyond pissed. She's angry. She's very angry. Why are you angry? You're the one that sniffed me yesterday during couch potato time. We get couch potato time for General Hospital. Classic pianist Vera Waltham is hiding from not only her ex but also her career in the countryside of Maryland. Then she meets business law attorney James Knightley when he delivers a legal document for his brother, her divorce attorney. Vera and James quickly strike up a friendship that feels like it could be more. But she's wary after 2 bad marriages, and James is interested, but not a forever kind of guy. As the threatening messages and vandalism increase at Vera's home, she finds herself turning to James, and they eventually find themselves in each other's arms. After discovering his long list of conquests, she questions all his motives and her own. That's a Grace Burroughs book. First Kiss. I had to throw that in there. I don't remember now if we did that one. The Valentines hate. Cupid only strikes once. At least that's what happened. Lisette Alonso believes her since the most disastrous Valentine Day of all time. She has hated all things V-Day, but Lizzie's best friend is having prenuptial festivities for a week leading up to February 14th wedding, and Lisette is taking her maid of honor duty seriously, maybe too seriously. Of course, who is the first person who runs on the way to the wedding? None other than her childhood nemesis, Brian Anderson, the reason for all her Valentine's Day hate. Brian knows he messed up with Lizzie, but give him a break. He was just a kid who was trying to look cool, and Lizzie regularly pushed all his buttons, both in school and out of it. He's always been gruff and grumpy, but these days Brian is much better off with his writing. Fictional characters never talk back, unlike Lizzie, who always has something to say. Now the two are back under the same roof and bickering like old times, except that Brian has bigger problems than dealing with Lizzie's verbal sparring. Someone Brian, desperate to avoid, shows up, and somehow Lizzie gets roped in pretending to be dating him. See? They do the pretend thing, and then it ends up being the real thing. And I don't remember. I'm gonna hate myself for this. I think we did all of these. And the 2 books, by the same author, by the way, are very... This lady writes a book and it's immediately sold out. Absolutely 100% sold out. I sell these constantly in the bookshop. Constantly. I know a reseller who buys them from us and then doubles the price, and he sells them constantly too. People love these ladies' books. They're just awesome. And I did a review, so please go check out my video last year for Emily Hemme, a Happy Place. I liked it, but because it didn't have a mystery or a deceased person or something to search, something to look for, something to search for, something to find, just something else, I was like, because I just need the extra. If you have a vampire with some romance, or if you have a detective mystery with some romance, if there's something else besides just the character angst, it'll work for me. And this was good. It was just character angst, and I wanted more. But these are people love this stuff. People love her books. They sell like hotcakes. So, The Happy Place, 2 authors. And I'm a book person, as you can tell. So please go check out my video for this book. Harriet and Wynne have been the perfect couple since they met in college. They go like salt and pepper, honey and tea, lobster and rolls, except now, for reasons they're still not discussing, they don't. They broke up 5 months ago and still haven't told their best friends, which is how they find themselves sharing a bedroom at the main cottage that has been their friends group's yearly getaway for the last decade. Their annual respite from the world, where one vibrant bliss week they leave behind their daily lives, have copious amounts of cheese, wine, and seafood, and soak up the salty coast air with other people who understand them both. Only this year, Harriet and Wynne are lying through their teeth while trying not to notice how desperately they still want each other. Because the cottage is for sale and this is the last week they'll have together in this place, they can't stand to break their friend's heart. So they'll play their parts. Harriet will be the driven surgical resident who never starts a fight, and Wynne will be the laid-back charmer who never cracks the show. It's a flawless. And book lovers. Nora Stephen's life is books. She reads them all, and she's not the type of heroine, not the plucky one, not the laid-back dream girl, especially not the sweetheart. In fact, the only people Nora's heroine for her are her clients, whom she lands enormous deals at cutthroat literary agent and her beloved little sister Libby, which is why she agrees to go to Sunshine for, oh, this is the one my video's on. This is the one my video's on, not the other one. It's this one. North Carolina for the month of August when Libby begs her for a sister's trip away, with visions of a small town transformation for Nora, who's convinced she needs to become the heroine in her own story. But instead of picnic meadows or run-ins with a handsome country doctor or bulging forearm bartender, Nora keeps bumping into Charlie Lastra, a bookish, brooding editor from back in the city. Would be a meet cute if not for the fact that they've met many times and it's never been cute. Oh. This is the one I did my video on. I remember this now. I read 11 chapters before I couldn't stand it anymore. They're good books. They're good books. I need something more than romance. I need something more than romance and character angst. I need a mystery. I need something else. But I hope you found an author to check out. These romances seem good, especially the chocolate ones. So please hit the like and subscribe. Let me know I'm doing a good job. Get ready for new releases next week. And then maybe we'll do some St. Patrick's Day ones next month. I've got a Blarney Stone St. Patrick's Day coming up, actually, but I didn't think about the Blarney Stone until after I did the video, so it's called Fake Books instead of Blarney Stone. It should have been called Blarney Stone. But since I didn't mention it in the video, I'm not going to put it as my title. I'm not one of those fake people. So please hit the like and subscribe. And I hope you enjoyed February's month of love and my teddy bear that you didn't hear sing. So go watch the short where he sings to the pussycat. He sings to the pussycat. Fingers crossed you see it. Have a good one.